Hi everyone, I am live from Capricorn 6th and 10th. How is everybody doing? Hope everyone's really well today. So just quickly, it's just a quick video today. We're just gonna talk about the energies and the planets that are going retrograde at the moment, because I think a lot of us are finding that it's just a little bit testing at the moment. So there's 3 planets sitting in Scorpio at the moment: Venus, Jupiter and Mercury. So Mercury is a planet that rules communication and technology, and we know Venus is in retrograde, and then Jupiter as well. So they all play their part, but all 3 together are probably causing us a little bit of grief as well, because it can be quite testing. We've also had some solar flares and G1 storms, at the beginning of the week as well. It's been quite intense, right, this week. So we've all, I think we're just struggling just a little bit come Friday. So just wait for a few people to see if they want to come on. If you have any questions, then put your comments down the bottom and I'll see if I can answer them if they pop up. So I think reflecting on this week, especially a lot of my clients and people that I've been speaking to, it's been a lot of mental confusion. I think we're feeling a little bit lost, we're feeling a little bit confused, we're feeling a little bit stuck. I know I'm feeling all 3. So it's definitely an issue for a lot of us at the moment, while we just try and transition from 3D into 5D. It's not really the easiest thing to be doing at the moment. So we're finding that as I was saying, Mercury was moving into retrograde. So when that moves into retrograde, we'll find that technology slows down, communication can get a little bit heated, not to mention Venus in Scorpio. So if our communication with others isn't already heated, it can definitely pose a different bit of an issue. So we're finding that it's just a little bit testing. So we're going to do our best to work our way through it as well. We've been feeling a lot of physical symptoms as well. I know a lot of us are feeling lower back, middle back, throat, chest. It feels like it's almost indigestion, but really it's our thymus. So our thymus sits between our throat, and our heart chakra sits in the middle, and we're finding that probably causes a lot of issues in our chest area. It feels like we've got indigestion, pain around our back ribs, underneath our shoulder blades as well. And if you are already awakening to raising your consciousness and going into 5th dimension, our bodies are constantly getting upgraded. So as I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, we've been moving from a dense 3D body into a very crystalline body. So with that, the body has to release, it has to get rid of everything that it doesn't need. And Michael Muir was also speaking today about our sacrum, so our root chakras. They're definitely getting overworked, trying to clear out a lot of past lives, a lot of held, a lot of stuff that's been held, that we hold on to, usually sits in the lower chakras as well. So I've been finding that my lower back, pretty much from my hips down, has been really unusually sore. Very unusually sore. So usually, around PMS or whatever, it can kind of flare up a little bit, but for this to be constantly almost 2 weeks, the lower back pain is sacrum chakra, it is our root chakra, it's our base chakra. So when we don't feel grounded, when we don't feel supported, when we feel like there's too much going on, it can cause issues in that lower chakra. It's also, our back represents us holding, carrying, trying to balance, trying to carry, trying to lift what's going on in our lives. So if you've got a lot going on and you're struggling to get control, or if you're struggling to, if everyone's trying to get at you and you feel like you're being pulled in a million places, our lower back is usually the first place to start causing the issues, because we're physically, emotionally, we're holding on to the emotions of trying to juggle everything. We're trying to carry everything. We're trying to balance everything. And when we're also going through ascension, or from 3D to 5D, it's one of the biggest chakras that needs healing, because we continue to carry a lot of emotions, and as I said, they usually get stored either in our heart chakra and our base chakra. And when we don't feel grounded, if you can imagine your chakras, if you can imagine, a light flowing from the top to the bottom of your chakras right down to your feet, because we have chakras. When I do healings, I focus on, your earth star, your soul star chakra, which is above your head, your crown, your third eye, throat, your heart chakra, and then your sacral and root and base chakra. And then I also work on your feet chakra, and then I work on your earth chakra, your earth star chakras. And if you can imagine a light flowing all the way through, if there is a block, then that's where the pain is going to manifest. That's where the blocks are going to get lodged. It's like this energy that's remaining in those chakras that need to be cleared, or other chakras need to be opened and balanced so that everything can flow through. So if you're experiencing heart pain, chest pain at the moment, a lot of back pain, indigestion, hip pain, lower back pain, everyone, I know a few people that have been speaking to, our sciaticas have been flaring up, because the universe is going, hey, you're trying to carry too much. You're storing all this emotion, all this energy in your body, but you need to find a way to help to release it and to let it go. Or is there things in your life where you can let go, things in your life that you can delegate, things in your life that you don't have to feel like you need to carry everything for everybody? I was speaking to, a friend of mine this week. We were talking about how, as women, we're carrying a lot of limited beliefs, and we're carrying a lot of inherited expectations that we feel like we need to carry everything for everybody. It could be how we were brought up. It could be, I know for me, it's how it's been brought up. My parents do everything for everybody, and it's very rare that they put themselves first. So, when you are experiencing back pain, take a moment and go, what's causing this in my life? Where am I holding this emotion? What do I feel like I'm carrying too much? Where can I let go? And it's that, together with the meditation and acupuncture or physio, can help lodge the blocks. Or of course, come in to see me for a healing as well, and I'll be able to see where the blocks are, depending on what's going on in your life as well. So if you feel like, yeah, I know, my too, it's just, I feel like this week alone, and it could be, the full moon, because it's been very intense. It could be those 3 planets now that are in Scorpio. It could be, the storms that we've had. Our bodies are physically getting upgraded. They're physically asking us to sit back and take a look at our lives and realize, where can we let go? Where can we shift? Where can we move? Are we holding on to things too tight? Because sometimes I personally hold a lot in my shoulders. So I tense up a lot of my shoulders, which then affects the bottom of my neck, the bottom of my back, because it's just like I'm constantly just intensing. I'm constantly contracting. So, it's really good to try and do salt baths, to get acupuncture, and just, when you realize if there's things in your life that you can let go or hand over or delegate or step back from, then you'll find that the physical symptoms will start to ease up. What else has been happening physically? A lot of fatigue still, a lot of vertigo for me. I'm craving, this week's been a bit unusual. I've been craving, it's like I don't want to eat normal meals. I want to just eat sugar. I want to eat carbs. But then when I eat, I'm like, I don't even feel like it anymore. So, our digestive is getting a bit of an overhaul as well. I think when our bodies have been put through so much, where we have to come to a point where we're going to start asking our bodies, what does it want? And sometimes we don't know. Sometimes it's just thirst. Sometimes it's just a rest. Sometimes it's, orange foods, red foods, juices. I know digesting this week alone, big meals has been very difficult for me. I've preferred to eat in smaller meals, but then I also feel hunger and then nauseous at the same time, so it's like I don't even know what I want. And even deciding what I want this week, I'm back to what it was like a few weeks ago, where I can't even decide what I want. I have no idea what I want to eat, but I don't know what my body feels like, because it keeps changing. It doesn't keep staying the same. I think our relationships are getting an overhaul as well at the moment. We're coming into a full moon, we are in the full moon, so it's a good time to release what no longer serves you. It's hard when we're feeling so much emotionally, and we're feeling so much physically, and we've got the fatigue and we've got the tiredness, and we've got our lives and our businesses and families and children and things like that. It's very hard to sit still and use the energy of the universe to help release and to help us let go. I know currently I'm struggling a lot to let go. I'm finding it very hard to, there's a lot of emotional stuff which is coming up, which I'm surprised. Like I'm getting flashes of past, relationships that, ended years and years ago, and I'm getting flashes of experiences and people who've hurt me, and things that people have said, and the universe is like, okay, you need to let this go. And part of me is just like, okay, but how I know I have to let go, and I know I can let go, but I think because I'm feeling quite displaced and I'm not settled, I'm finding it even harder to work with the energies of the universe to let go. If anyone's been watching for a few weeks now, it's constant hives with me every day. Antihistamines, steroids. Now I'm trying to drink like a turmeric tea every morning. I've been really, I've been fighting a viral infection, and now I'm on antibiotics. It's just, which is kind of helping the hives a little bit, but it's physically my body's trying to release a lot of the stress and the drama that I went through 3 or 4 weeks ago, right? Because emotionally I was going through quite a lot. I had to move, I had to come out of, very toxic living environment. So with this full moon, my body is trying to release, it's trying to let go. Yesterday, just speaking of energies as well, yesterday I was depressed. I actually spoke to someone yesterday and said I'm depressed, and I was crying over nothing. I just didn't know what I was depressed about, and it's been like I've had anxiety and depression for most of my life. It's very, my family don't really know that much about my depression and my anxiety because I keep it quite hidden, right? But yesterday I was depressed. I was just sad. I was depressed. This full moon was making me quite emotional. I was, it's been a while since I felt as sad as what I did, and I was lucky, she was saying, take a bath and just relax and, meditate. And even meditating these past couple of weeks has been extremely hard. It's not like I don't have the energy. It's a lot of, maybe I'm in a bit of denial. Maybe I know I've got a lot to release at the moment. Maybe I'm scared of releasing everything that I've had to go through for the past, 2 or 3 months, and really let that go. And it could be that I'm actually not ready. Right, so I'm aware, I have the awareness to know I'm kind of digging my heels in a little bit, and maybe I'm not ready to fully release. So if you've been feeling really sad and really weepy, and really emotional, that's, yesterday was very much like that yesterday. We're weeping over, the silly, silly things, and even things on Facebook. Like normally I can kind of block things, but like, smallest things I'm like, oh my god, that's like, really sad and really, really traumatic. I'm finding I'm extra, okay, so the words I'm trying to say is like I'm extra sensitive, right? I'm extra sensitive. Even though I'm an empath, I'm extra sensitive. So Tony's just saying it's a trans-dimensional, big words for a Friday night, Tony, attunement, to release the 3D and embrace the transition. I don't know what I'm in a transition with though, Tony. Like I know, I'm in a transition of leaving a toxic environment into a new environment, but my new environment is not my home, right? I don't feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm just in transition, and that is what's unsettling me. It's because I'm not here or there, but I know I can't make any decisions till the new year because I feel that it's just not the right time. So Diane, I'm just reading your comment. And resentment this week. Yeah, it's been mantra. Old memories where people have pissed me off in the past have been popping back up, and I feel all the old emotion. Yeah. Just give me 1 second. I'm just reading. But I've realized, yeah, and that's the thing. We are releasing those things, and I think I mentioned it in the last. Thanks for your comment as well, Diane. Last week as well, when I mentioned, things are coming up, it's like, okay, I release it, I let it go with love. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, but I no longer need it. And I think because I've been slipping in and out of my anxiety and my depression a lot this week, it's been very hard for me to even take my own advice and go, okay, where can I release, where can I let go? I'm very much a person that doesn't like change, and I'm because I'm lacking so much motivation as well. I'm finding it really hard this week. I have to admit, it's been emotionally, it's been quite a testing week. Even though I'm helping people every day, and I'm still having clients and things like that, there's a part of me that's just almost numb, right? We're just kind of floating, going, okay, full moon, okay, release, okay, energy clear, go ahead and do your life and do your 3D and go. It's like going with emotions, right? This week, a lot of going with emotions, and yeah, I feel like I'm just floating. I just don't know what to do next, and I'm struggling with obligations to do things out of obligation, and instead of giving myself the time to just sit and contemplate. And that's hard for any of us, right? Just to sit there, to sit and actually sit with ourselves and go, okay, I'm not okay this week, and I'm dealing with grief as well this week. I've had to, with that toxic relationship comes a lot of grief. Obviously, it's quite personal. I won't go into it, but there's a lot of, sorry, my hair's just all over the place. There's a lot of shit that went down, basically. And, and I'm still grieving. And it feels like this year it's all been grief. But we're moving through things quicker. Like, realize that, when you do start to build your awareness, Diane, like what you were saying before, you realize that things are coming up, and you're like, okay, I'm going to release, I'm going to let go. And it's a process, right? It's a practice. It takes, even for me, and I, I can sit there and tell all my clients, okay, you need this, and you need to process, and you need to do things like that. It's very hard for me to take my own advice. So I guess we just got to work with it. So, just listen to what you need. Even though I'm talking right now, I actually just want to cry for no apparent reason. So yeah, I know, don't put too much pressure on myself. Yeah, total Virgo, Diane. Just go with your flow. And that's the thing, I think, because this is the first time where I am actually going with the flow, Diane. It's like, okay, I'm just going to go with the flow. I don't have any answers yet. I'm kind of making big decisions. And in that post, the full moon post, I said, there were things that, death and rebirth. And there's some big 3D stuff, adulting stuff, which I'm like, okay, well, I can do this now, and, do this and do this and close the door. And maybe, the doors are closing and there's all these new beginnings on the other side, even though emotionally I can't make a decision just yet, right? I know in my heart that emotionally, no decisions, right? This is not the time, and this goes for everybody. This is not the time to make drastic this is not the time to make drastic changes. If your plans are already in place and you're already going with those plans, fine. But if you wake up one morning and you decide you want to go live in Sweden, or you want to cut off all your hair, or you want to get past, the really drastic things that are outside of your nature, I would suggest to hold off until next year. Right? Mercury is going retrograde as of Monday. Jupiter's, Venus is in her retrograde. They both basically don't come out till the end of the year. So it really pays just to sit and just really, go with the flow. But we're finding that, well, for me, because Mercury is my ruling planet with Virgo, mentally it's like a ping pong match in my brain. It's ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Like it's constant, constant, constant. But there's also a side of me that's just like, you know what? I can't make any decisions till next year. I have made one big decision this year, but that's because Sweden's too cold. I know. Hold on, I scrapped that. I scrapped that, Diane. Bahamas. If you want to go to the Bahamas, let me know. I might come with you. We'll drink some cocktails on the beach. But yeah, you're right. Sweden's too cold. I don't know why I thought of Sweden. I wonder what's going to come through with that. We've also been fighting, even my twin that I was speaking to this week. It's like people are testing us. People are testing, for those of us in the psychic community. We're getting, we're getting our gifts tested in a way, not because we're bad, but in a way because the universe goes, you've got to stay strong. You've got to dig your heels in and know that you've got the strength and that you do have a big purpose to bring to the world, and not to be swayed by people of the 3D and swayed by people who are trying to take us down because they want to shine, because they're coming from ego, not from love. So, really watch people around you. Be cautious of their intentions. If somebody's saying something to you but you're feeling that something's not right or it's not legit, and which is using that word legit, but if something's feeling like this doesn't make sense, I'm not buying this, you've got to trust that, right? It's just the energies. People are just a little bit cray-cray at the moment, so they really are testing us. And that also applies to yourself as well. Like, how are you talking yourself down? Where can you be more positive? Where can you bring more light into your life? Where can you, who have you got in your life that you can go, hey, I'm doubting my gifts this week, or I'm doubting, I'm a good mom, or I'm doubting I'm a good friend or a good sister, or definitely trust your gut. Yeah, Diane, definitely trust your gut. So it's, everything is a lesson. There's a lesson there's an underlining lesson to everything. But it's also, I feel the universe is going, this is just how it is. People are going to push our buttons, and people are going to want to not come from a place of love and come from ego, because everything's a competition. And I was actually just thinking today, I was walking to work, and I'm like, I'm not really competitive at all. I'm not driven by money. I mean, obviously, it's great and I enjoy it, and I could, I have a really nice car, and I, enjoy my mods and stuff. But the things that drive me are different to what drives most people. And I think when you start aligning yourself with people who believe in the same beliefs and drives and guidance and purpose, and actually realizing that we are here to serve the greater community or the greater collective, it really does change your aspect. So really watch how you speak to yourself, watch people around you. Mercury retrograde, as I said, really rules communication. So even today at work, one of my project managers just sent a cryptic email, and I'm just like, part of me just wants to send this massive email going, I can't, obviously I could read her mind, because obviously psychic to a certain point, right? But there was a part of me that's just like, I can't believe this. I can't believe these people. I was ready to go into this full, I call it ethnic, full wog, cycle level, and just really, throw back. But it was like, I had to really just take a moment and go, you know what, it's not worth it. And I do want to keep my job. But it was just, whatever was going on with her, this is how she just wanted to communicate to me today. So, watch your words, watch your relationships with people, watch people coming in and out of your life at the moment. I'm getting a feeling as I'm tuning in that people are kind of, they're kind of coming in to kind of going, oh, what are you up to? And then going back out, and then, trying to, compete and whatever. So, remember, Venus is still retrograde, so things can get heated very, very quickly. Just calm and just take a chill pill, and just realize that it's whatever issues that they've got going on, it's probably not about you, it's more so about them. So Tony's just saying, my heart confuses my logic. I think now it's more and more balanced, but with Mercury retrograde, it sometimes my thinking with the heart goes out the window. But I have had my guides pretty much say, it's okay to kind of start feeling with your heart again, and opening that up, because of everything that I've gone through, in the past 3 to 4 months. I've shut down pretty hard, even though I help people and I can open that chakra wide open, and I have no problem helping people. It's just a matter of me. What was I going to cover? Just quickly. So watch everybody's, just stay out of the drama, really. This, between now and December, people are going to not know themselves, right? You have to understand that people who aren't awake, there are things coming up for them that they have no idea on how to process. And when people project their stuff on you, it's usually a reflection of them too, right? So remember that as well. It's not always about us. It may feel like it's about us because it's getting thrown at us, but really, I guess it's about having compassion and about just going, okay, step back. Maybe they've just got something really huge going on and they just don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to deal with it as well. So, there's a lot that's going to come with this full moon between now and Saturday, and I think I've just mentioned on my post as well. Come 1 or 2 o'clock Saturday Sydney time, we're going to feel that the pressure of the full moon's going to release a little bit. It's going to get a little bit easier. We aren't out of the woods just yet. I'm not going to lie and just say, oh, it's not going to be flowers and roses and unicorns and rainbows. Between now and the end of the year, it is going to get, it is pretty much going to be the same. We're going to get upgrades, we're going to get downloads, you're going to be dealing with fatigue, and you're going to be emotional. You're going to deal with planets that are going to push your limit and push how you feel and push what you do. And really, Scorpio is all about transformation. It's really all about, rising from the ashes, the eagle rising from the ashes. It's really getting rid of stuff that we don't no longer need. The answers may not come to you yet. Now might be the time where you, between now and the next full moon, where you go, okay, this is what I kind of need to work on. And then when the new moon comes, then you're setting intentions for new stuff to come through. I also just wanted to mention, actually, because Marilyn just popped up. I think, Marilyn, did you say that your 11 was your lucky number? I think she mentioned 11 was her lucky number. So November 11th, which is the 11th month, is a huge gateway. For me, it was, the 8th of the 8th, which is August. So Marilyn, I was just thinking about you today, thinking that the 11/11 is going to be a bit of a push for you. The days leading up to it, between I think the 8th and the 11th, might get a little bit testing, because for you definitely resonate with the 11th as well. So it's going to be a great gateway, because I think once we get through November 11th, then whatever's remaining of the retrogrades, whatever's remaining of Venus and Mercury, will pretty much, we'll see what needs to be done. We'll see how we want to go with next year. We'll see what it's brought us, what the lessons are, really what it's teaching us. So 11 is like a destiny number. It's a massive number. It's a massive angel number as well, and 11 is like, for me, it's like 22, so it's a duplicate. So it's double, it's strong, it's for me, it feels like it's strength, and it has a lot of energy to it, the 11. It's a really big number. So, and that's for everybody as well, 11, use those gateways. We came out of the 8th of the 8th, which is August. For me, that was Leo. 11, it's just, use, if you can't do much else, use the gateways to kind of go, okay, fresh start. And I think I was speaking to Kerry today. I think she was mentioning as well around, the new moons on the 9th and the 10th. And for us to have a gateway after the new moon is amazing. Like, it's, if that doesn't help us, then, I don't know what will, for the remainder of the year. I'm also thinking, actually, while I just wrap things up as well, but kind of been contemplating doing a free distant healing. So if you're around, following me on page earlier in the year or late last year, I was sending out distant healing usually around the full moon and the new moon. I think with the 1111 gateway, I may do something similar. I actually don't know if I might be courageous enough to actually do it here at Capricorn and have everybody here for a distant healing. There'll be probably like a gold coin donation or whatever, but I'm trying, the universe is kind of giving me a bit of a nudge today. They mentioned it yesterday and they mentioned it this morning, so it's obviously something that that's obviously going to benefit me, but it's also probably going to help everybody else, so look out for that. I haven't actually spoken to Capricorn yet to see if I can do it, because they do have their open day on the 10th, so 10th of November, you know, they've actually been really, really busy today, so it's really picking up between now and I forgot what I was going to say, between now and the open day for Capricorn. So I'm really looking forward to, you know, to seeing a lot of you on the day, but also if you want to, you know, healings or readings, then definitely, you know, pop in for that. So 1111 gateway, free distance healing, yeah, Capricorn. I think between now and the new moon, it feels like things might level out a little bit. It feels like things might, we may, as we get closer to the new moon, we're going to get a little bit more clarity. Things are going to settle down. I think, you know, what we have gone through, a lot of it will kind of be, okay, it's all in the past now, it's all done. There's not really much else. It's more about, you know, between now and the end of the year, where can you work on yourselves and what can you do for you, and where can you put yourself forward, and where can you delegate, and where can you balance, because, you know, next year I think is going to be a huge year. I really think next year is going to be a huge year. I don't think it'll be as up and down as what this year has been. It feels like and, you know, we're going into 2019, and if I look at the nines, for me, that's ending, right? So a lot of the things that we went through this year are really going to wrap up for next year and by 2020. God, I can't believe we're even saying 2020. But 2020 is just like I was saying, 2-2, right? It's choices. It's which path do I take? Which decision do I take? What decisions do I make? Where, you know, where can I amplify things in my life, duplicate it? So, yeah, so I think physically we're going to continue what we're going to be feeling. The worst of it is probably over the yeah, I know, bring on the new moon for sure. New year. I really think the full moon tends to exacerbate physically what we go through, because it's really about, okay, you got to release, and obviously I love a good challenge, and if you tell me to do something, you're going to be the first one that's going to go, nah, I'm going to do it in my own time. So you know, maybe, and I think I did mention as well, try not to be too stubborn with these energies, because it really, I think for me, when I feel things around me that sway too much, that float too much, or I can't quite grasp or get a handle on anything, then it's like I have to dig my feet into sand, and I have to kind of find a way to stand still and to work out, do I let it all pass, or do I go with the flow a little bit and see what can change, and what can, you know, what can be, what can come out of it. So I'm going to be at Capricorn all weekend. I can still do distance healings and readings from here, but if you would like to come and see me face to face, definitely book in, because I think we're going to be quite busy this weekend as well, because I think the weather's easing up as well. We're not getting so much rain, so definitely come in to see me. Look out for 1111. I will, I guess, do some meditation and see if I'm courageous enough to maybe do a meditation here at Capricorn, so we'll see how we go. But there will definitely be either a distance healing or something here at Capricorn as well. Okay, so happy full moon to all of you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for all your friendship as well this week. And, you know, helping all of you has been able to help me and really keep myself focused on my purpose and allow me to know that I'm on the right path, regardless of everything emotionally that I'm going through as well. So thanks to those who have just, you know, been there for me this week. Really appreciate it. So yeah, happy full moon. Write it out. Look forward to the new moon, and we'll see how we go. Okay, talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone.